Everyone seems to be interested in reclaiming land and building artificial islands and sea cities. Dubai has been known to host quite a few projects on its coast, and many other countries are trying to look up to them as role models and follow on suit. Kuwait is one country that has delved into constructing a sea city of its own, and let's take a quick look at it. Hello folks, and welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we'll show you why Kuwait's sea city is a huge construction project that many may feel is impossible to complete. With the population of the world growing at a tremendously fast rate, every country is looking to expand its geographic boundaries. Dubai has been doing a great job in this arena, and many countries are trying to ape this progressive nature too. The majority of the countries in the Middle East are heavily dependent on crude oil. The same was the fate of Kuwait. But of late, they have become quite progressive in nature with their rules and way of thinking, that they have become quite a nice city to visit and live in. But it's important to note that Kuwait has gone through a lot. Right from wars to recessions, they have endured a lot. Kuwait is a huge desert that's filled with sand throughout its geographic area. Being a desert, it goes through months of extreme temperatures. Due to this reason, in the olden times, most of the people built their houses on the coast. Many even built farmhouses on the coast to escape the wrath of the heat, especially during summers. That is when Khalid al-Marzouk decided to help the people of his country by increasing the coastline without reclaiming land, but by building a sea city. More than 3 decades ago, business tycoon Khalid al-Marzouk had a big dream of developing Kuwait with a sea city project. This would help improve the real estate industry of Kuwait as well as help in housing development. It has been almost 3 decades since the project has been under work and is still yet to be completed. The project was finally and officially inaugurated on the 17th of December 2009 by H. Amir Sheikh Sabah-al-Ahmed. As we all know, the Arabian Gulf is one of water body that has gone through a lot of distress over the past few years, but Kuwait has come up with a project that helps replenish the state of the sea. This project we will talk about right now is located in the south of Kuwait. Reclaiming land into the sea is not very environmentally friendly, nor is it easy to do, especially if it's being done by a small country. A few years back, somewhere between Saudi Arabia and Kuwait, a tidal creek was discovered to have existed. Kuwait decided to build tidal gates to help build a sea city. Most sea projects include taking the land to the sea. This project included getting the sea onto the land. As per the current project details, around 6 miles of water have been brought inland. Sabah al-Ahmed Sea City in Kuwait was a magnificent dream of Khalid al-Marzouk that his son currently looks over. His son, Mr. Fawaz Khalid al-Marzouk, set up La Ala Al Kuwait Real Estate Company during the early 1990s and partnered up with a British contractor to work on making the Sea City project a reality. The Sea City is in Al-Qira and has canals running throughout its area. Since most of Kuwait's shoreline has already been occupied by residents, 200 kilometers of artificial shoreline have been built. As of now, 84 kilometers of this artificial shoreline have been fully completed and now have quite a few visitors and residents staying on it. If you're wondering what the capacity of the city is, well, it's said to be able to hold 250,000 individuals easily. Let's look into a little bit more about Mr. Fawaz Khalid al-Marzouk. The man has been a huge fan of architecture and was involved in building quite a few projects in Kuwait, such as the La Ala al-Marzouk Complex, Islamic Medical Center, the first multi-story car park in Kuwait, and was even involved in establishing the Kuwait Real Estate Bank. Back to the Sabah al-Ahmed Sea City, a fun fact about the city is that it is the first sea city to be built in Kuwait without any aid from the state. That's right, it was fully funded by the private sector. The city is residential in nature and comes with all the services and utilities that you will find in any regular city. You will find houses, schools, cinemas, mosques, parks, and many more venues in the city. Though the project was inaugurated in 2003, the first phase of the project was inaugurated in 2004. The second phase involved villas and waterways being installed and opened up. The construction of this project has been predicted to go on for 25 years, and they're expected to be a total of 10 phases. If you're still not able to gauge the size of the city, well, it's somewhere around the size of Manhattan. To get this project ready, 2,000 workers from over 20 countries have been hired to get this project ready. The best part about this project is that no land was reclaimed. In fact, reclamation of land is quite hazardous to the environment. Instead, this project involved excavating large channels in Kuwait's divine deserts with the aid of environmentally sustainable construction techniques. In fact, quite a few marine biologists as well as environmentalists have been studying the effects of the sea city on the marine ecosystem, and they've been impressed by whatever they're seeing so far. In fact, the city seems to be replenishing the marine breeding grounds, making it thrive with a diverse set of marine wildlife. Even in the waterways that exist between the various land masses, there are quite a few man-made marine habitats that are thriving with marine life. Some of the man-made marine habitats that have been created include rock benthic habitats, salt marshes on islands, mangroves in islands, tidal flats, intertidal beaches, subtidal sand habitats, and much more. The marine biologists and environmentalists that we mentioned earlier have been conducting daily physical and annual biological surveys, and the results of these surveys are mind-blowing. The results have further helped improve the marine habitats that exist in the city, and it has been stated that more than 1,000 species of microbiota exist in the waterways of this sea city. In addition to this, there are 100 species of fish and shellfish that are found over here, and all this happened in just 5 years of opening the city. During the construction of the city, excavating 7 kilometers of low-lying hypersaline and environmentally degraded salt flats were created into lagoons as well as islands. A total of around 9.5 million square meters of water was brought onto the land. If you're wondering how these waterways work, well, nature has provided tides, and the power of that is what keeps the inlet always flourishing with water. In the case there's a rise in sea level, various materials from the islands or the lagoons are used to increase the height of the land. Speaking of land, as we mentioned earlier, there was a huge obstacle that the Sea City project faced. Although Kuwait is full of sand across its beautiful golden deserts, unfortunately the sand that is present in the deserts here has finite particles, making it of no use to the project. If you're wondering why they need sand, well, that would be to cover up the seashore of the city. It is quite the irony that the sand from this desert country cannot be used for the project. Hence, they had only 2 solutions left to solve this problem. The first solution involved importing sand from another country, but this alternative would be quite time-consuming and expensive, so hence the solution was scrapped. The other solution that was sought was to wash the sand and get rid of the particles. This seemed like the only feasible solution at that point. So 8 large sand washing plants were ordered and installed at the site. 4 million cubic meters of sand were washed up to 4 times to get the required 2 million cubic meters of sand. In addition to this, quite a lot of asphalt was laid to complete the project. The amount of asphalt laid was said to be equal to an area equal to 1,200 football fields. Apart from that, 510 kilometers of drainage and water main have also been installed. In addition to this, to keep the city lit and running, they added around 500 kilometers of electrical and telecommunications cable throughout the city. The city also comes with quite a few other major amenities, such as a cutting-edge sewage treatment plant to treat the waste that is generated in the city. A water storage complex, as well as 4 major electrical substations, were also installed in the city. The project has gone through quite a few tough times, due to which it has been delayed. Being involved with huge projects is not easy, but when you do it for a bigger and better cause, it always works out for the best.